What do you imagine when you hear the word Galapagos? We remember reading about this island sanctuary during our childhood when we first read about Charles Darwin's theory of evolution. A place literally in the middle of nowhere that has been untouched for millennia and overflowing with fearless life forms due to having evolved without human interference. But what's interesting is that you truly have to come here and experience this paradise to fully understand how breathtakingly spectacular it is. Hello and welcome back to the Exploring Eyes. If you are looking at visiting Galapagos from India, you are absolutely at the right place. This video is a complete guide about Galapagos from our personal experience. So without further ado, let's dive into the video. The Galapagos Island rests in the Pacific Ocean, situated approximately 600 miles off the coast of Ecuador in South America. This remote paradise, made up of 18 main islands and numerous islets, sits right on the equator. It is officially part of Ecuador and you would need an Ecuadorian visa to visit Galapagos. The Galapagos is made up of a chain of islands, but most of these are uninhabited. There are 4 inhabited islands: Santa Cruz, Isabela, San Cristobal and Florina. Santa Cruz is one of the most populated islands in the Galapagos and is home to Puerto Ayora, the largest town in the archipelago. San Cristobal is a combination of town life and natural attractions. Isabela is the largest island in the Galapagos and has a smaller population compared to Santa Cruz and San Cristobal. Puerto Villamil is the main town here. And Florina is the 4th one, which has lesser options but obviously beautiful.
Welcome to Galapagos. Yes, we are at Galapagos, which is an island in the Pacific Ocean and is a part of Ecuador. We have traveled all the way from India to Ecuador for the first time. We have now in front of us 5 days of epic adventure in Galapagos. This video will have everything that you need to plan your next travel to the Galapagos. So if you want to know how to plan your travel to Galapagos, what all things you need to see, how to reach here, how to arrange for your visa and everything related to traveling to Galapagos, this is the video to be. We will load you with an extensive information of everything Galapagos. So our video will include all the information, but we will rely heavily on our experience, that is the 2 islands that we did. But not an issue, because you'll have a fair idea of what to plan for yourself.
If you're traveling from India, there is no direct flight to Ecuador. You should have a stopover somewhere in Europe or maybe in the USA. We booked a flight through KLM with a stopover in Amsterdam, as Amsterdam doesn't require transit visa for Indians. Please check this while booking your flight to Quito. We had a 10-hour flight from Bangalore to Amsterdam and 11-hour flight from Amsterdam to Quito, with 1.5-hour layover in Amsterdam. Once you are in Quito, before flying to Galapagos, let me tell you all the details. There are just two possible flights from Ecuador's mainland to the Galapagos Islands, which is via Guayaquil or Quito. You should factor in a night or two of accommodation in Guayaquil or Quito when making your travel arrangements to account for any delays, alterations, etc. We are specific about this because these two flights only operate on specific timings. So if you miss any of your flight, it's highly likely that you will not get a flight before the next day. It's also crucial to remember that as of now, only two airlines, LATAM Airlines and Avianca Airlines, serve the Galapagos Islands. There are two airports in the Galapagos Islands. Number one, Baltra Airport, which is the closest airport to Santa Cruz Island. You can book an airport transfer from your hotel, which is recommended. Else, take a bus to Baltra ferry terminal from the airport, then cross the small ferry crossing in a ferry and take another bus or taxi to Puerto Ayora of Santa Cruz Island, which is the main hub. Number 2, San Cristobal Airport. This airport is less than a 5-minute drive from the center of Puerto Baquerizo Moreno. It only costs $2 to $4 per taxi. Most flights to San Cristobal have a stopover in Baltra. Let us tell you the related fees and permits and process in detail. First, you need the obvious documents such as a valid passport, visa if applicable, and proof of a return flight. Now, the most important thing to remember is that before flying to the Galapagos Island, you must first go through the biosecurity process. It takes place in either Guayaquil or Quito. As the national park is home to a sensitive ecosystem, this is necessary to prevent foreign plant or animal species from getting introduced in the islands. Once you arrive in the Galapagos Island, you will need to pay $20 per person for the traffic control card and $100 per person for the national park fee. They are usually paid at the airport in cash. A quick TEE tip here. All flights to the Galapagos require some time to check in at the airport. You will receive papers to reach the island. You will then go through additional security checks for certain products that are not allowed in the Galapagos, such as most raw products. There are lines to each of these stops, and depending on the number of cruise lines departing that day, it can take a while. For us, it was about an hour. Give yourself more time than usual. Reach airport at least 3 hours prior to departure.
Coming to the most important part of Galapagos planning is the visa of Ecuador. Now it is not like few years earlier when you get the visa on arrival in Ecuador, and now you have to get a prior approved visa from the Ecuador embassy. So you have to visit Delhi for that, and also remember Ecuador visa is valid only for 3 months from the date of approval. So now let's dive into the steps of getting the Ecuador visa. Step 0, you have to first mail Ecuador embassy, and I'll give you the mail ID in the description box, and ask for them for the right set of documents and the process once you are ready with your travel plan or have a tentative date in mind. Step 1, once you get a reply from the embassy, you will get a set of required documents and the process. Step 2, apply for police clearance certificate or PCC. Now you can apply it through Passport Seva Kendra and you will possibly get it within a month. Step 3 is once you got the police clearance certificate, you have to create your itinerary and cover letter. So for that you have to make the hotel bookings or the accommodation bookings, you have to book the flight tickets. In some cases you can reserve the flight ticket, that will also work, and you have to draft those documents. Step 4, once your itinerary, cover letter and PCC are ready, you have to go through an agency to get it translated into Spanish by a certified translator, and your police clearance certificate also needs to be apostilled by Ministry of External Affairs. So 3 things: translated, PCC, cover letter, itinerary, and PCC also needs to be apostilled by Ministry of External Affairs. So this process, one of the Bangalore agency helped us. We'll give their details in the description box, and the process was very smooth for us. Step 5, email back the embassy. So once your all the documents are ready and translated and apostilled, then you can mail back the embassy asking for a slot, and with all probability we'll get the slot within a week. Step 6, visit embassy. So you have to book your flight tickets to Delhi on the given slot by embassy, or actually on that date, and you have to go there exactly at that time or 10 minutes before that time, where you will have to first submit your documents. They will go through the documents and call for a small round of discussion. It's a very basic discussion on why you want to travel to Ecuador, what you want to see, what to do here in India, and stuff like that. Finally, the last step, you have to submit the fee. And once you submit the fee, for us it was $80 per person, and that fee is the proof that your visa is approved. They will not give you a visa right there, but it will come in your mail as an e-visa, which you can take a print, and it will come typically within 3 to 4 days. We made a very detailed video on this all these steps, going in depth on each steps. I'll put the video link in the I button and also in the description box. You can go through them if you want to understand the visa process of Ecuador in more depth.
Galapagos is great to visit all year round as it offers a variety of flora and opportunities to encounter different marine animals depending on your visit. There are two main seasons in the Galapagos. January to May is the warm season when the seas are calmer and the ocean temperatures are warm. July to December is the dry season when temperatures cool down, making it great for inland hiking. If you want to avoid cold weather and oppressively hot temperatures, plan your trip to the Galapagos Island between November and February. You'll also arrive in time for the eggs of the Galapagos giant tortoises to hatch. But remember that mid-January is peak season. You should book your trip well in advance to get your first choice hotel and lock in lower prices before they explode. Another good time to visit the Galapagos is from May to July, although it can be very rainy in the afternoon.
Okay, so let us give you 3 iterations of the Galapagos itinerary. The first will be 5 days in the island, which we specifically did, and it included the Santa Cruz Island and the Isabella Island. Second would be 7 to 8 days in the island. What we'll do is we will increase the days in Santa Cruz and Isabella itself, because based on our experience we can advise you more. And the third would be 10 days in the islands, which would include Santa Cruz, Isabella and San Cristobal. Now, although we did not go to San Cristobal, but we did our research before we were going to the Galapagos. We did not end up going to San Cristobal because of budget, but we still can help you to have a basic itinerary if you wanted to Galapagos for 10 days. So let's go. We spent 5 nights in Galapagos, out of which 2 nights were in Santa Cruz and 3 nights were in Isabella. So this is itinerary option 1. Day 1, arrive at Baltra Airport, transfer to Puerto Ayora in Santa Cruz, check in, freshen up and leave for the Charles Darwin Research Station in Santa Cruz. Day 2, after breakfast, go to the highlands to the Tortoise Ranch, walk in the lava tunnel and also visit Los Gremlis craters. Now come back to the town in the afternoon and visit Tortuga Bay, which is an amazing beach in Puerto Ayora. Remember that Tortuga Bay closes at 5 in the evening, so plan accordingly. Day 3, take the morning ferry to Isabella. The ferry services start as early as 7 in the morning, so you will reach Isabella anywhere around 10 am. Freshen up in your hotel and book an afternoon tour to Las Tintoreras, which is an amazing snorkeling spot. In the evening, come back and enjoy the beautiful Isabella sunset from any of the beaches. Now, Isabella is a very small island, so there are many beaches around at walking distance. Day 4, book a volcano hike to Sierra Negra. It's an active volcano in Isabella. If you don't want to hike, you can do snorkeling either at Concha Parla or you can book a bike tour to Wall of Tears. Day 5, book a morning tour to Los Tunnels, which is the best snorkeling spot in the whole of Isabella and our personal favorite. Afternoon, you come back, relax, and in the evening, enjoy a sunset or go for another round of free snorkeling in Concha Parla. Day 6, book a morning ferry back to Santa Cruz and transfer to Baltra Island to catch your flight back to the mainland.
For the next 2 iterations of the itinerary, that is 7 days and 10 days respectively, we are going to leave the details on the screen. Please feel free to take a screenshot and reach out to us if you need further details. Let's tell you where we stayed in Santa Cruz and Isabela, because that is our personal experience. Along with, we'll also tell you a few other options that we didn't personally experienced or stayed but have heard about them in our travelers community. So in Santa Cruz, we stayed in Villa Laguna, which is a really good option near to the main dock where you need to go for inter-island ferries. There is a lovely lagoon opposite to this hotel. Rooms are very clean and spacious, and very good breakfast option available. They also have an indoor pool. Other than Villa Laguna in Santa Cruz, you can also look at El Arco de Darwin. It's a good budget friendly option. El Descano del Guaya. It's a mid-range option with a great view from the rooftop, and Finch Bay for luxury and the best one for sure. In Isabela, we stayed in La Laguna, which is a very good option, right opposite to the Flamingo Lagoon where you can spot flamingos. This place is very close to the main beach with amazing staff and very good food. They also have a jacuzzi and rooms are just perfect. Other than La Laguna in Isabela, you can check out Hotel Punta Arenas. It's also a very good budget-friendly option, and Iguana Crossing for luxury. In San Cristobal, although we did not stay but have heard about two lovely Airbnbs, Hostel Terito and Hotel Indigo. Terito is for budget travelers and Indigo is for luxury. Now this is an important list to pay attention. Carry lightweight breathable clothing, t-shirts, shorts, light pants and long-sleeved shirts for sun protection. Swimwear is a must, and bring a couple of them because you will always be snorkeling and your clothes might not dry up fast. Waterproof or windproof jacket for passing showers. Comfortable walking and hiking shoes. Waterproof sturdy footwear for island treks and trails. Sandals, water shoes for your beach outings. Sun protection gear. Wide brimmed hat, sunglasses with UV protection and reef safe sunscreen, more than 50 SPF. Day pack or waterproof backpack for carrying your essentials. Dry bags or waterproof pouches to protect your electronics if you're carrying them on boat tours. Prescription medications. Ensure you have an adequate supply. And personal toiletries and reusable water bottle. Also, it's preferable to carry cash. While there are ATMs, having cash in USD can be useful because Ecuador as a whole follows USD as their currency, and paying in USD is helpful. Also, universal travel adapters or converters. Now, there are also certain things that you just cannot forget when you are in Galapagos. We've put them in very detail in our website and putting a screenshot over here. You can either read it on our website or just take a screenshot over here. Obviously not continuing here in the interest of time, but please do go through this. It is very important. Now let's answer the elephant in the room. The budget for Galapagos Island. We booked our trip with Aqua Traveling and had most of the things covered. However, let us break down the cost if you want to do a 10-day land-based tour of Galapagos Island as per the itinerary we recommended. Now remember, we did not do this 10-day tour, hence some of the tour costs are as we got to know from other travelers, hence it may differ as per the season, choice of food and stay you opt for. Overall, as ballpark, you can assume the breakup on your screen per person. This was all about the Galapagos Island. We have tried to put everything as lucidly as possible, and we also have published a detailed blog related to everything you need to know for your visit to the Galapagos Island. It has everything. Now, if you've seen till here, as a closing remarks, we just want to tell you guys that there are few places on earth that show how we can truly enjoy and protect wildlife sustainably, and the Galapagos Islands are one of the best examples. Galapagos is not for everyone, but if you have the chance, take it with open arms and you will remember it for life. With that, thank you so much to all of you who have shown love to our Ecuador series. We are now officially done with all our Ecuador travel videos. Please feel free to reach out to us on our Instagram channel or comment in any of the videos if you have any questions, and we will try our best to answer it and help you out in any possible way. Till then, I will see you guys on another video soon from the beautiful Amazonia.